Hey everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be looking at something a little different than usual. This is going to be a walkthrough on how to do video editing for YouTube. Specifically, how to do it for free. Because everyone might have this thing where they don't want to spend money on something they don't have the ability to pay for. It's kind of like, hey, I'm not rich. How am I going to do this? Well, here's how. It's actually very simple. For video editing, YouTube provides you with a solution, and then there's one other one on top of that that's a little better, but a little more intensive. We'll walk through both options, just a quick know-how on how to make them. Now, the reason I want to bring this up is because, well, it's something I struggled with whenever I started doing YouTube, because I had no idea what the fuck I was doing editing-wise. And I know there's at least one person who watches my videos who's watching this going, ha, but you still don't have any clue what you're doing. Well, fuck you, man, just because you're right. Yeah. Let's get into it. This is how to edit videos for YouTube for free. Especially that last part, because fuck paying for it. Now, the first thing you want to do is go to Google. Yeah, because that's how you start everywhere. You're going to look up YouTube editor. Let's pretend I spelled it right. Yes. First option, YouTube editor. And it'll take you to this screen. Now, if you want to go through the Creator Studios, just go to your channel and pick an option. It'll be down here under Create under Editor. There's a few stipulations with this. One, it will work out well. It just works well. It's very streamlined and it's very much free. It doesn't add any bullshit. It works generally really well. How it works is you put the name of what you want to call it up here. That's what the title will be published under. And you take a clip. You drag the clip in here. I'm going to pause it because I do not want to have the audio going right now. This is one I already worked on because there's a title card. And then you can just, start moving it. You can move to different ports. Here's the thing. When it's highlighted blue, that's when you're watching the clip itself. You can't make edits. Right here is the cutting tool. The best way to do it... And today we're going to be... Yeah, see? This is me doing stuff. God, I look like an idiot. God, look at that stupid face and that stupid beard and that stupid sweater jacket. What the hell is that? It's a fleece thing? Yeah, whatever. God, I hate pictures of myself. You can just move to where you want, and then you can cut it. Cut scenes out. It'll show you the time. You move relative to them, and then you can take things in, take them out, make cuts, and then you can either move them around as you wish to alter the timeline, or you can just flat out erase them. Now, again, I'm not going to publish this thing. It's just showing you what I do. What you need to remember here, though, is that there are some very important stipulations with this. To use this, the video has to be uploaded to YouTube already on your channel, and there can't be any copyright claims on it whatsoever. That's right. If there's anything that's copyrighted or if someone put a bullshit claim on it, which I'll be honest, I've had to delay videos for months because I can't edit them because somebody dropped a claim on it. In fact, one of the first ones was someone claimed my voice. Yeah! One, who the fuck would want to acknowledge they sound like this? And two, bullshit, man. Yeah, that's an issue. The other one is that this only works up to videos that are 2 hours or less, and they will cut it very close. It used to be 1 hour. They've recently upped it to 2. Maybe in the future they'll make it longer, or they'll drop it back because they don't want to deal with that. This is very much in YouTube's wheelhouse on how they want to control it. So not all videos will be here. It has to be a video that's uploaded. It has to be a video that has no copyright issues. No questions whatsoever, and it has to be shorter than 2 hours. Now, I should also mention, there is one downside to this program. Whenever you have a lot of snips, here, I'll show you what I mean. If you snip a lot of things, and it goes beyond this, see here? Let's pause it here. I'll jump it in here. I'll show you what I mean. Just gotta make these cuts. It's mostly non-existent. But you're going to quickly find there's an issue. You can kind of start seeing it now. Here we go. We've now gone beyond. See what I mean? This thing, whenever it's moving, will always redirect where you're looking at to it. The second it starts playing again, it'll drag you back to where it is. And if you're doing a video with a lot of cuts and you're trying to put things in, this can get very annoying. The way to work around it is to pause the video and move. Or to zoom in and zoom out. That honestly doesn't really help much because this is as far as zoomed out as you can go. You can't go further. This is the downside to it. Now, let's say you want to add a thumbnail. Maybe to do an intro card like this. Yeah, this is the one I use because I just think it's funny. The way to do that, though, is to go over to this option right here and do add more photos. And it'll just give you a list of all the video thumbnails you've put in already. This is where I usually have this one upload. Now, if this is your first time, you won't have any. So you have to go to upload and then choose it from your computer. Just, it'll just be a simple browse function from your files. Once that's done, it'll be here for shits and giggles. Let's put this one in. You can select multiple ones. And yeah, I just like using those as a general purpose. You can slide them in where they want to go. The same way you can move the clips themselves around. Each one will start at 5 seconds. You can cut that down to as long as you want, but the same way you cut a normal video. It'll just show for 5 seconds, and there will be no sound added. The sound is with the file itself. You can put these in wherever you want, and generally, you want to create these through the same process you create thumbnails. I have a video of that. It'll be at the end of the video. You'll find the link to it. It's very useful, because it's also how to do thumbnails for free, which could also be used as title cards in the video themselves. Now, generally, once these are all in, you have two options. Either you can then change the title and publish it as is, or sometimes you want to do a voiceover. On this program, that is not easy. What you want to do is immediately choose the section you want, go to audio, and remove the volume. And you're going to want to do that for every section that you have no audio desire. Then you're going to want to re-record the video with the audio only because, and this is where it gets a little annoying, you want to take the audio and put it down here. Where was I? All right, what we're going to know, though, is you'll drag down the audio, and the audio will overwrite anything here. But it won't remove the audio from here either. So if you don't want it there, you have to take it all the way down. Now, here's the problem. You can't temper with the audio down here. You can't cut it. You can't drop sections of it. It has to be the audio you're going to use is all that's there, and that's it. You can't do anything with it. It's a very big failing on this site. But if you have a pre-recorded audio section and then you just want maybe some footage to go below it, it works out really well because the audio is there and you just cut the video to fit the audio. That works out great. I've done it myself multiple times. Just sometimes if you alter the levels on here, there is a glitch where unless the volume is all the way off, it'll have a staticky, almost like a fan effect in the background that's quite annoying. So either don't touch it or have it all the way off because that's the only way to avoid it. Now that's more or less how to use this one. That's how you use the video editor on YouTube. Despite all the issues and someone apparently filing a claim against me, and fuck that shit, man. What you're going to want to do now is use the other option. No way, I needed that open. Now, your other option is to use HitFilm for Express. Let me just show you up here. Here we go. HitFilm for Express. Take this first one right here, and you'll say that there's all this stuff here. Get started now. Of course, I knew that. Once you're here, you'll want to just go to HitFilm, get it for free. I'm not going to do this. It requires you to create an account. I would highly recommend doing this because it's useful. It's more just so they know what you're doing with it. They won't actually collect any information unless you agree to it. I've done this myself. Once you're there, do this. It'll start it up, and then you can actually open the program. I have it running on my side already. Now, this is a much more intensive program. I'll show you what I mean. For one, you're going to open a file you already have. Say you recorded the video footage while you were doing it. Do I have anything I can currently use? Gosh, I don't think I have any recorded at the moment. Oh, wait, they're in videos. Oh, well. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's for... Let's pretend I didn't say this. Starting over now. And for HitFilm, here's what you do. You want to go to New. You're going to want to choose the setting of how it looks. Generally, leave it to what it is. If it changes, it'll adjust to the video you put in. So it's actually very useful. There's two options out here. Start compositing and start editing. If you're new to this, ignore compositing. It's really cool for making like scenes that are very detailed. But for a full project, it's absolutely impossible to do. It literally is only seconds. So go to start editing. it'll bring you to this screen. Now, you might notice this is really dark and there's nothing here. That's because you need to import files. And you can choose these. I recorded this one earlier. Let's put that in. Now, as you'll see, here's what you need to do. The very basic is that you could do two types of editing. Either you go down here to the different tools and you can use the snip tool to basically do the same thing as YouTube video editor and cut things in and out and, you know, cut them, move them, reorganize them. Or when it's over on this side, you can use the one right here, it'll appear in a second, the set in point and the set out point. Basically, it's pre-cutting the video exactly what you want. You play it, you play it, you pause it wherever you need it to go, and then you set the in point. Then you do it till where you want to get out. You set the out point. Then you take this over to here, drag it in, and it'll suddenly be in. It's pretty easy. Now, there is a massive advantage to this. You can adjust the sizes. You could adjust, see what I mean? Wow, that's what I look like skinny. Ha, I'm jealous. Probably should do that a little more. Like I said, you can adjust the sizes, which also means you can fuck up the sizes. But you can do things like this too. You can adjust where things go, how they start up, different levels. And because it's there, it takes my computer a few seconds to handle this because this is a very intensive program. Ah, fuck, what'd I press? Have I mentioned it's an intensive program? It's an intensive program. But the basic remains. You can now put picture in picture. See? Now, originally it wouldn't be two pictures of me. That, honestly, I'm actually a little freaked out seeing that many pictures of my face right now. It is physically painful to look at. I apologize in advance. Normally it'd be like, this is a great way to either do a reaction video or commentary, where you're actually remarking on what you do here. You can just move around what you see, and you can even adjust the angles. I said adjust the angles. Fuck computers. Again, play around with it. I generally don't use this because it's more intensive on my computer, and I think smoke is bad. So make sure you have the hardware to support it well. I don't, so I use it sparingly. All right. Now, again, the cutting tool, like I said, you can just cut things in here. I said cutting tool. Where's the snip tool? Wait, where is this one? Slice tool. That's the cutting one. There we go. We now have the slice. I said we now have the slice. Okay, there it is. It finally loaded in. Like I said, this is a little more high intensive on the hardware than my computer normally handles, so it takes a while to keep up. And that is one of the downsides to it. But this is a completely free program. Once you download it and enable it, I would enable it just because it gives you access to more things, even when you don't pay. You can do a lot more and be a lot more creative. Now, in my case, I just don't like it because it is slow, and that's my own issue. But you can do a lot of very interesting things. And if you play around with it more than I ever am willing to, you can do a lot of interesting little effects because they do let you put in effects. You could put in extra videos. You could put in layers of video. You can have multiple things going around at the same time. And there's so much you can do with this. This is probably the better tool, but the resource intensiveness on your computer is an issue. That's just one I've run into. My setup is not optimized for this, so it kind of runs, as you can see, slowly. All the same, though, it does work well. Ah, good. Less pictures of me on the screen. Ah, that was terrifying. But yeah, I hope this helped, guys. And again, I'll put links down to where you can get these down below. YouTube editor, you can just get through YouTube, but it has a few issues on what you can use. And HitFilm, because if you're good at it, you can make amazing videos with that. But they're resource intensive. It takes a lot on your computer. And generally, it gives you a glut of choices, so you might want to play around with it a lot before you try doing anything serious, because you'll be very lost. One other thing to mention about it is the file sizes when you export it, and to finish a video, you have to export it. You just basically clip there, says what do you want to save it as. You can directly upload it to YouTube from there. I wouldn't because it takes forever. Save it an MP4 and wait. It will take a while. It really depends on your system setup. Mine, it's powerful, but not nearly enough for video editing like that. It takes a few hours to do a video. it is exponential based on how long the video gets. And sometimes I was like, okay, time to go to work, get home. Okay, it's halfway done. Time to go to sleep. I get up in the morning. There's only an hour till it finishes. It does a good job, but there's going to be a lot of waiting involved unless you have a very high-end computer. But this is a free program that works absurdly well. So don't dismiss it. Keep a copy of it. It's not a very big program in the file. It's just when it runs, it takes up all the computer. All of it. Like, you won't run another program. Seriously, it really does take up a lot of memory. RAM, whatever the hell you want. But seriously, just don't dismiss either of these options. They have their upsides, they have their downsides, but for sheer utility, they're free, they're there, and they work well. And, you know, it lets you build something better on your channel. It lets you make a better video. Both are things that you should definitely consider. And if my computer was better, I'd probably use HitFilm a lot more. But for just what I have, YouTube Editor works perfectly. A little glitchy sometimes when people claim things that... I'm a little annoyed about that. Somebody's going to be filing a dispute soon. Guess who? But all the same, everyone, thanks for watching. And if you haven't seen it already, I'm also going to put up a video of how to make free thumbnails on YouTube. There's a few different programs you can use that are very useful and generally enhance any video you have. I'll put a link either down below or actually I'll put it after the video. Yeah, it'll be like one of those little things they put in annotations now. Yeah, that's a thing. And there's also going to be one more, how taxation works with YouTube. Because if you have monetization enabled and you've made a cent, 1 fucking cent, this is not a hobby anymore. It's a small business. And at least in America, the tax code is very generous with that, and there's a few things you need to know. I'll go over those later. But all the same, everyone, hope this helped. And yeah, thanks for watching. Oh, before I forget, subscribe button. See? There's actually a button there. I'm not just pointing to something and editing in the button later, no. But if I was, you now know the programs I would be using to do that. Thanks. All right, hope it helped, everyone. Later.